Michael Jackson's daughter saddens fans as she confirms this. Prince, Paris, and BG, or Blanket, Jackson, are the king of pop's three children. The three children have been through a lot in their lives, yet they've managed to keep out of the limelight. Growing up on the Neverland Ranch, the siblings enjoyed a fantastic upbringing. The children were happy, loved, cared for, and protected until Michael Jackson died unexpectedly on June 25, 2009, leaving the three children fatherless. Paris and Prince received honors on their father's behalf, but they managed to remain beneath the spotlight for many years. They went to school and attempted to have a regular life, as normal as it could be without their father. But the kids are all grown up now. These starlings have branched out into modeling, acting, college graduation, and even a YouTube account. Check out Jackson's children and what these exceptional kids are up to today. Debbie Rowe made him a daddy. Michael Jackson was married to Lisa Marie Presley for 2 years. Presley, on the other hand, declined to have children, and the couple split in 1996. Michael Jackson was concerned that he would never have his own children. He just wants a family. Fortunately, he was finally able to do this. Jackson married his second wife, Debbie Rowe, on November 14, 1996. Debbie met the King of Pop while working as a dermatology assistant where she treated his vitiligo. Unfortunately, the romance did not endure. The couple divorced 2 years after they married. They did, however, have 2 children together before their marriage ended. Welcoming Paris Jackson. Debbie Rowe revealed her pregnancy with baby number 2 in November 1997. On April 3, 1998, Paris Michael Catherine Jackson was born. Catherine, Michael's mother, gave the gorgeous blue-eyed infant her middle name. She obviously inherited some beautiful genes. She was allegedly named Paris after the city where she was conceived. Michael moved to Paris to live on the Neverland Ranch immediately after her birth, much like he did with his son Prince. Their childhood home was the ranch. Even though it was unusual, it seemed to be every child's dream. Neverland Ranch was a delightful place with theme park attractions and a petting zoo. A lucky girl. Growing up on their renowned father's Neverland Ranch, Paris and Prince had a wonderful upbringing. Jackson purchased the ranch in 1988 and transformed it into a pleasant entertainment park. The ranch had a roller coaster in addition to a genuine zoo and a carousel. That seems like a dream to me. Hopefully his children aren't afraid of heights. As you can expect, the youngsters liked playing in their backyard's fairy tale kingdom. Paris is wearing a beautiful frock as she rides the carousel in this adorable photograph. She probably rode it all the time. What can you blame her for it? I would never leave my home if I grew up with rides in my backyard. Dressed to impress. Michael Jackson is well known for several things, but it's his extravagant costumes that have made him renowned. When it came to his children's fashion, the singer spared no expense. Those cool kids were usually well-dressed. The siblings appear quite trendy in this photo, standing on their motorcycle. The pop singer clothed his kid in adorable frilly outfits all the time. Paris wore traditional skirts, Mary Jane shoes, and plenty of lovely bows as a toddler. She's now a model, and it seems that she was intended to be one from an early age. Prince typically wore shirts and pants. He embraced this look and carried it into adulthood. Baby blanket. Michael Jackson's third child, Prince Michael Jackson II, was born on February 21, 2002. Jackson utilized a surrogate mother for his third child and had no idea who she was. Jackson sparked outrage when he named his son Blanket. A blanket is a blessing, he reasoned. It's a means of expressing love and concern. Blanket had a somewhat grand entry into the world. In addition to his contentious name, Michael was renowned for holding his infant outside a Berlin hotel. Photographers captured Michael recklessly holding his baby out the window in the Lion King way. Yikes! Michael spoke afterwards about how he was overcome with emotion. The Legend of Peter Pan. As you may expect, Peter Pan played an important role in Michael Jackson's life. He even called his property Neverland after the mythical fairy tale narrative about children who remain children forever. It seems reasonable that his children appreciated the fairy tale as well. In this endearing image, Prince, Paris, and Blanket are dressed up as characters from the fable of the child who never grew up. Michael believed he didn't get to experience being a youngster since he began performing at a young age. That's why he wanted his kids to remember their youth and experience the wonder of being young for as long as they could. Knowing the right people. Michael Jackson was clearly a huge celebrity. Therefore, it's not surprising that the Jackson children grew up in a celebrity-filled environment. Many wealthy and famous individuals would visit the Neverland Ranch. Paris was recently seen at a fashion presentation with Gigi Hadid. When his children were younger, Mohammed Hadid would visit the ranch. Gigi and Bella Hadid, Paris Jackson's sisters, remain close friends. The Jackson children were homeschooled until Michael died. Because they didn't get to mingle with other kids in the traditional sense at school, their social chances were really valuable to them. Macaulay Culkin and Elizabeth Taylor are the godparents of Prince and Paris. Coping with a family tragedy. Michael Jackson's death came as a shock to the whole family and the entire globe. Catherine Jackson, Michael's mother, stepped in after her son died to care for Prince, Paris, and Blanket. T.J. Jackson, Jackson's 40-year-old nephew and the child's co-guardian, also assisted at this time. Fortunately, the children had the support of their grandmother, Catherine, as well as their aunts, uncles, and cousins. They still had a lot of obstacles ahead of them, such as adapting to life without their father. The father who loved them, supported them, and cared for them, all from the time they were born. Staples Center Memorial Service. Michael Jackson's public memorial ceremony was conducted on July 7, 2009, 12 days following his death, at the Staples Center in Los Angeles, California. This was the first time the world saw the King of Pop's children up close and personal. People fell for the kids since they were so little at the time. Paris was just 11 years old at the time, and there wasn't a dry eye in the house as she took the stage to speak. "I just wanted to say that ever since I was born, Daddy has been the best father you could ever imagine," Jackson's only daughter remarked. "And I simply wanted to tell him how much I adore him. I'm getting shivers just reading those sentences." Getting better every day. The children had no option but to acclimate to their new life and routine. Aunt LaToya Jackson said in 2011, "The children are doing so well. Michael placed masks on them to protect them and keep anyone who intended to harm them at bay. He's already gone. My mother's first words to them were, 'Today we're unmasking you. Today the masks are removed.'" Catherine eventually relocated the children to a gated neighborhood in Calabasas. Prince, Paris, and Blanket began attending normal public schools at that time. Instead of being homeschooled, it allowed them to mingle with other children. They were able to deal with the loss because they were occupied and focused on school. Lifetime Achievement Award. Michael Jackson's children were first seen at a posh celebrity event in 2010. Prince and Paris were in Los Angeles to collect their father's Lifetime Achievement Award at the Grammys. In remembrance of their father, both children donned black outfits and scarlet armbands. The siblings enthusiastically received the trophy, which was handed to them by singer Lionel Richie. Don't worry about Blanket, he wasn't forgotten. The youngest Jackson child did attend the ceremony, but the 8-year-old remained in his seats while clutching a toy. He was too little to perform, yet he was there to support his father. Quite the businessman. As previously said, Prince Jackson aspired to be a successful producer, but that doesn't imply he doesn't respect education. Prince was resolved to succeed by studying hard. He did, in fact, attend Loyola Marymount University in Los Angeles. Alyssa Milano and Paris Hilton are among the many renowned faces that have attended the institution. Prince wanted to be an actor and major in cinema at first, but he finally chose business. This was a wise decision, since Prince can still work in the entertainment industry. In the film industry, astute business people are constantly in demand. He graduated with honors and is maturing into a guy who provides a good example for his younger siblings. Overcoming hardships. Paris was 11 years old when her father died unexpectedly, and she was severely shaken. The death shocked Paris, and she spoke up about it as an adult. She described how difficult it was for her to live without her father. The model claimed in an interview with Rolling Stone that she believed she couldn't do anything correctly and fought with self-hatred. It was a difficult moment for her. Fortunately, she had a terrific support system of friends and family who were there for her the whole time. Paris was able to overcome her troubles with the aid of her loved ones. She's now content with her relationship and her profession. The favorite child. Every child wants to believe they're their parents' favorite child, and Paris Jackson is no exception. Paris Jackson considers herself the favorite of her father. I'm not trying to incite sibling rivalry here, but Paris believes she was her father's pride and pleasure. I'm sure Jackson had a sweet place for his only daughter, but he clearly loved all three of his children. Being the lone female, on the other hand, has its advantages. Paris was handled as if she were a queen. They had a particular link, and Michael did all he could to keep her secure and protected. Grandpa spoiled her, she added, and it was a difficult social learning curve when Grandpa died. Little Biggie grows up. BG was just 7 years old when his father died. He therefore shunned the limelight throughout his adolescence. BG attends high school and, despite being born into an amazing family, attempts to live a regular adolescent life. He's a huge fan of comic books and the whole comic book world. Little BG Jackson turned 18 in February of 2020. My little brother's a legal adult today, Paris posted on Instagram. I was in charge of changing his diapers. This is an incredible journey. I'm so proud of the attractive, brilliant, perceptive, witty, and compassionate young man he's become. It's amazing to see how close the siblings are and how they continue to support one another.